Now we're going to get to Microsoft's global chief Satya Nadella at an annual event hosted overnight for Indian Standard Time, where he spoke about the new opportunities in cloud. Here is the big boss from Microsoft.
The past year has brought the most significant change in our society and economy in modern history. And the cloud has been key to helping the world not only adapt, but innovate. We have witnessed a second wave of digital transformation sweeping every company in every industry, from healthcare to digital twins in manufacturing, to remote work and learning across organizations in every industry. We are accelerating their digital initiatives to build resilience and transform. The true test of technology has always been whether it can help organizations improve their time to value, increase agility, and reduce costs. But as the world recovers, it will require much more from technology, and the cloud in particular, to help address our most pressing challenges and ensure that nobody is left behind. Over a decade ago, we declared we were all in on the cloud, because we understood its transformational promise and the opportunity it would create for every organization. And today, it's time for us to reflect on how the cloud will change over the next decade and the innovation our changing world will require from the cloud. We will need to foundationally transform how cloud can drive the next level of broad economic growth that everyone can participate in. To accomplish this, there are 5 key attributes that will drive this next generation of innovation in the cloud. First, ubiquitous and decentralized computing. Every organization, small or large, in every industry, in every country will require more ubiquitous and more decentralized compute power. We're going through a radical change in computing architecture, from the materials to semiconductors to the systems, from the cloud to its edge. The result of all this will be continued exponential growth in compute capacity. However, we are at peak centralization right now. As computing becomes embedded everywhere in our world, transforming how we interact with people, places, and things, and as physical and digital worlds converge, we will require more sovereignty and decentralized control. Cloud and edge computing will evolve to meet all of these real-world needs. Second, sovereign data and ambient intelligence. The volume, variety, and velocity of data will go through explosive growth in the cloud and in particularly at the edge, driving that decentralized architecture of compute I just talked about. In this world, data will be more private, more sovereign. Data governance and provenance will take on new importance. Large-scale, multimodal models will become first-class platforms unto themselves, creating that ambient intelligence all around us. We will develop new methods of federated machine learning to drive the next generation of personalized and yet privacy-preserving services. Business logic will move from being code that is written to being code that is learned from data, creating a complete new generation of business process and productivity systems. We will also see this new software tool approach being foundational to tackling these massive unsolved challenges, from personalized medicine to carbon recapture. In the AI we create, using all this enormous power of the cloud, we will look for increasing levels of predictive and analytical power, common sense reasoning, alignment with human preferences, and perhaps most importantly, augmenting human capability. Third, empowered creators and communities everywhere. Our economy will find a new balance between consumption and creation. In the last decade, we saw several tech advances that drove more consumption, from browsing, more shopping, more binge watching, and behind all of this is creation. We believe the next decade will require technology advances that radically democratize creation. We will need to expand access to skills, tools, and platforms, as well as connections and collaboration across communities, so that everyone can create. Whether it's building a virtual world, students working on an assignment with short-form videos, knowledge workers creating formulas in spreadsheets, pro developers writing code, or domain experts using low-code tools to build applications. This democratization of creation will drive new innovation in end-user computing. Form and function of our devices will be reimagined across the stack, from silicon to the operating system to the experiences themselves. And these computing experiences will be further amplified by communities that learn from each other, build on each other, and further amplify and accelerate creation. Fourth, expanded economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. We need to create these continuous feedback loops between the work, skills, learning, and credentials required, both for the jobs of today and tomorrow. We need to define productivity much more broadly, inclusive of collaboration, learning, and well-being, to drive career advancement for every worker, including frontline and knowledge workers, as well as for new graduates and those who are in the workforce today. All this needs to be done with flexibility in when, where, and how people work. Fifth, trust by design. Fundamentally, a technology provider should succeed only when it helps the world around it succeed. No one wants to build technology that rapidly scales but breaks the world around us. And no customer wants to be dependent on a provider that sells them technology on one end and competes with them on the other. We need to have ethical principles govern the design, development, and deployment of AI. Our technology needs to be secure by design and promote zero trust architectural principles. We need to build technology with the design intent to protect the fundamental rights of all people, including privacy, and strengthening these institutions we all depend on for our livelihoods and well-being. And we need tech advancements that protect our most finite resource, our planet. Every organization will need to harness these 5 attributes to build their own digital tech intensity, so they can create proprietary technology required to generate durable competitive advantage. They will need not only to adopt technology, but build their own technology. These cloud advances are what will enable every organization in every sector to create that broad economic surplus in every community, in every country. A cloud that helps small businesses become more productive, multinationals more competitive, nonprofits more effective, and governments more efficient. That improves healthcare and educational outcomes, amplifies human ingenuity, and allows people everywhere to reach higher. This is what the Microsoft Cloud delivers, and it underlies everything we will show you this week. The Microsoft Cloud is built to accelerate your transformation today and going forward. There is no better example of this than the rapid changes we have seen over the past year in how people use technology to communicate, to collaborate, and create. For those of us who have had the privilege of working from home, digital technology has made it possible. And for those who need to be at the workplace, including the many essential frontline workers, technology has helped them keep our society and economy functioning in the midst of this pandemic. As the world recovers, there's no going back. Employee expectations are changing, and flexibility will be key. And that's why we are building Microsoft Teams as an organizing layer for all the ways we work, the modes of communication, collaboration, and the ability to extend it with other apps and services. With Teams, we are ensuring that people can collaborate inside and outside the organization, that they can learn in the context of their work, and that they can retain and build new social capital. And we are empowering both frontline and knowledge workers to work together in new ways. We want to ensure everyone can be seen and be heard and fully participate, whether they are at home, in a meeting room, at the office, or at the factory floor. For example, just imagine joining a meeting remotely and being able to see everyone in the room as though you were seated at the conference table with them. Imagine if you were able to draw on the same whiteboard together. And imagine if you're always able to identify who's speaking while maintaining eye contact. That's some of what you will see today when we talk about what's coming next for Microsoft 365 and Teams. We'll also see the digital and physical worlds come together with mixed reality to help people stay connected when they are apart. A year ago, we shipped HoloLens 2. It's been amazing to see the ingenuity of people and businesses everywhere applying this technology to transcend space and address complex challenges in their industries. Take Dr. Michael Marin, a vascular surgeon at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. A world away in eastern Uganda, communities haven't had access to advanced medical care. But now using HoloLens 2, along with Dynamics 365 Remote Assist and Teams, Dr. Marin is able to coach a surgeon doing a complex procedure 7,000 miles away in real time, expanding access to specialized knowledge and resources, and overcoming disparities in care. We've also seen frontline workers around the world using mixed reality to learn new skills, advance their careers, and drive productivity gains. At Kruger Paper Mill in Montreal, employees have used HoloLens 2 and Dynamics 365 guides to learn on the job. The impact has been transformational. Donald Susi, who worked at the mill for 30 years, has been able to capture all of the long-standing workplace wisdom and institutional knowledge and pass it on to new colleagues, accelerating the onboarding process and helping them take on complex tasks faster than ever. And because information is delivered holographically right where the work happens, Kruger has been able to improve employee safety and avoid production slowdowns. These examples are just the beginning of what's possible when you connect the bits we build with the atoms of the real world. Today, we are thrilled to take that next step, announcing a new mixed reality platform, Microsoft Mesh. Think about what Xbox Live did for gaming. We went from single player to multiplayer, creating communities that help people connect and achieve together. Now just imagine if the same thing happened with mixed reality. Mesh enables you to interact holographically with others with true presence in a natural way. For example, I can join a birthday celebration with my extended family in India, interacting as if we were physically together without any screens between us. Or I can meet my colleagues on the other side of the world, collaborating as though we were in the same room. Again, with no screen mediating our interactions. It's pretty mind-boggling to imagine, but this is the future we are building.